Feel the power of Bethune-Cookman women's basketball. The Lady Wildcats, led by head coach Janelle Creighton, are fired up and ready to dominate the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Wildcats quickly in transition. Clark double team into the basket, goes with the spin.
Get ready to feel the excitement. It's time to hit the hardwood for today's game. Buckle up, Wildcat fans. It's about to get crazy. Now it's time to turn it over to the voice of the Wildcats, Mike Truello, on the CatEye Radio Network.
Well, live from Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University in beautiful downtown Daytona Beach, Florida. It's time for tonight's doubleheader of SWAC basketball action here on the CatEye Network as the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats host the Braves of Alcorn State. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torello. Happy to have your company for this crucial SWAC women's basketball contest. I've got TJ White with me in the broadcast booth. TJ, happy to be back.
It's good to be back.
Let's jump right into our Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game. Take it away, TJ.
So for Alcorn State today, we have our first key is rebounding. It's very important to this game. Alcorn is a very good rebounding team, so they need to come out and assert their dominance on the glass. For our Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, last Thursday it wasn't a lot of guard scoring there going on today. So today I would like to see a more guard scoring and just sharing the ball between their down low players and their top of the key players.
Those are your Southeast Toyota dealers. Keys to the game.
At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $389 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through February 3rd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.88 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Let's run you through tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Braves of Alcorn State, they come in with a record of 8-15, 6-6 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Their starting lineup looks like this. A senior guard, 5'6", from Hazelhurst, Mississippi, Zanaya White hit 1,000 career points in college earlier this year, her entire collegiate career at Alcorn State. A senior forward, 6 foot tall, from Clarksdale, Mississippi, Nakia Cheatham. Cheatham leads this team in minutes per game, although the Braves do not have a player in the top 15 of the conference in minutes per game. The big woman to watch for Alcorn State is the senior forward, 6'3", from Los Angeles, California. Destiny Brown leads the team in scoring at 12.7 points per game and rebounding with 156 total rebounds. He also leads the team in blocks with 38 and has been to the free throw line the most of any Braves player. A 5'7" senior guard from Greenville, Mississippi, Janae Anderson, the transfer from Coahoma Community College 2 years ago and has played her last 2 years at Alcorn State. And finally, for the Braves, it's the 5'9" senior guard from Fort Worth, Texas, Kiara Henderson, who has the most starts of anybody on this team with 19 out of 22 games started. Also leads the team in steals with 38, but also turnovers with 64. And for the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, an unchanged lineup from the starting five that took to the floor on Thursday against Jackson State. The junior guard, 5'7", from Baltimore, Maryland, Damani Dorsey, leads the team in steals and three-point field goal percentage at 35. Also has started the most games on this team this season at 23. The talisman for the Wildcats is the junior forward, 5'10", from South Euclid, Ohio, Ajane Nicholson. Leads the team in points per game, total field goals, total free throws, minutes per game, and total rebounds. She also leads the SWAC in total rebounds, 259. She's averaging a double-double. She's got 15 double-doubles on the year and has double-doubled in her last 5 consecutive outings. Partnering her down low will be the senior forward, 6'2", from Lake Wales, Florida, Chanel McDonald, a former Sun Conference Freshman of the Year and All-Sun Conference first team at Warner, was at BCU last year. The starting point guard is the freshman, a 5'3" guard from Atlanta, Georgia, Jordan Brooks, the former all-time leader in points, assists, and steals at Union Grove High School, leads the team this year in assists with 49 and has played most of the season at starting point guard. And in the middle is the senior center from Miami, Florida, 6'3", Kayla Clark, leads the team in blocks with 20, turnovers with 73, and personal fouls per game. The former standout of Miami Central, the career Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Those are your starting lineups for today as they get introduced on the floor. We're about 2 or 3 minutes from getting today's contest underway. This is an important one. Alcorn State currently sits 6th in the SWAC. Bethune-Cookman in 8th. So if the Wildcats want to climb up into that top 6 to avoid having to play in the play-in round of the playoffs, they got to get a couple wins down the stretch, and it starts tonight.
Yes, they absolutely have to get a win today because they don't want to be home. They don't want to have to fight for a spot. So being able to be comfortable in a spot where they can win and be like, okay, we could go into next week moving in a positive direction would be great for them. So they really do definitely need this win today.
And even though they're currently 8th and the top 10 make the playoff, they're only 1 game above the drop zone, Bethune-Cookman, because Prairie View, Alabama State, and Mississippi Valley State are all at 3 and 9. Bethune-Cookman coming in 4 and 8 in the SWAC tonight. The Wildcats have played some great defense this season. They lead the SWAC in opponent field goal percentage with 38.6. And against an Alcorn State team that doesn't score the ball that much, under 60 points a game for Alcorn State, this team's going to have to rely on their defense to win these games.
Yes, they definitely will because the Wildcats already score more than them average during the season. So their defense is really going to come in handy today for them to come out on top. They have to put pressure on these Alcorn State guards and bigs and make them take tough shots in the paint and from the three-point line.
For Alcorn State, they're towards the bottom of the SWAC in a bunch of important metrics. They're 10th in opponent field goal percentage, at 42.8. Last in opponent three-point percentage at 35.7. Last in rebounds per game at 33. That was, TJ, your keys to the game. The Wildcats, on average, will out-rebound the Braves in a game on statistics by a lot. Wildcats top 3 in the conference in rebounds. Alcorn State dead last.
Yeah, and that will definitely play a part into this game. If Alcorn can get a lot of rebounds, they could play their type of game. If Bethune could get a lot of rebounds and continue to play lockdown defense, they could play their game. So that plays very much importance into this game as a whole overall.
Let's see if we get a better start to this game than when the first time these two teams met up in Mississippi last month. The end of the first quarter up there was 9-4, Alcorn State. And very sloppy overall. Nobody scored a field goal in the first 6 minutes of that contest.
Jeez, that's defense right there.
Let's see if there's a bit of a better start on offense here tonight at Moore Gymnasium. It's the Braves in the purple, the Wildcats in the white, trimmed in maroon and gold, and we are underway. Well, the players were ready, the officials were ready, but the shot clock was not ready because it did not start.
Yeah, the people on the board was not expecting to tip off that fast. Looks like they might be ready now.
Yeah, look, put 9:58 on the clock, and we're ready to go. Always an adventure here at Moore Gymnasium.
Something going on, whether it's in-game play or something just going on at the stadium in general.
Busy week here at Bethune-Cookman with softball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, all going on at home this week. We've been running around trying to catch everything.
Yep.
Ball goes inside to Destiny Brown. She steps back on Chanel McDonald, misses her shot long. It goes over the backboard, and it'll be Wildcat ball.
That was a pretty confident shot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're averaging, 12.7 points per game on nearly 50% shooting splits, I mean, you're pretty confident.
That is true, especially when you get a nice little mini jumper where you feel confident on that shot. I'll definitely take it all day, too.
First offensive possession for the Wildcats. It'll come out to McDonald. Kayla Clark attacks and misses, and Alcorn State gets the rebound. The Wildcats on Thursday against Jackson State looked very good through maybe two and 2/3 quarters, just pounding the ball inside with their 3 forward lineup. Jackson State didn't really have an answer. Here's a 3 on the way, no good, from Charmaine Finley.
I've already seen Alcorn in that very first possession by Bethune pack the paint really tight, making it hard for them to get easy shots.
Destiny Brown may have got a piece of that jumper from Chanel McDonald. So both teams scoreless in their first 2 trips down the floor. Nakia Cheatham down low. Nice backdoor cut by Zanaya White for the score.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. I love that play.
And that's kind of how you can punish the Wildcats for playing such a big lineup. The paint is open for Damani Dorsey, and she floats it in.
That was a nice shot. They needed to get back after that easy shot they gave up on defense.
Dorsey loves that little mid-range floater from just inside the free throw line. Hit a couple of them on Thursday. And if you leave that lane open, she's going to put it up.
That's a good, efficient shot, and you right in front of the rim. It should go in almost every time. Oh.
Now, inside position for Zanaya White. She's got all four for the Braves early. Mismatched on the 5'3" Jordan Brooks. And unfortunately, a defensive mismatch pretty much every time down the floor, especially if you get her in the paint.
Yeah, she only beat her by 3 inches, but I guess that 3 inches matter when you're inside of the paint.
Wildcats try to go back down the other way. They'll keep the ball after it was tapped out of play. And the first substitution of the night brings Janessa Kelly in for Jordan Brooks, freshman for freshman swap.
I love how Alcorn is making it tough for Bethune right now by packing the paint a lot. They're leaving shooters a little space, making it tough for them to get easy
Clark,
shots.
nice move to get to the baseline, got her own miss, and then is fouled. Looked like a clean rejection by Destiny Brown, but got her with the body.
Right, I think she when she fell to the ground, it was like, okay, we got it. We'll get her away.
Yeah, the shooting space foul is something I've seen called a lot more, not just in college this year, but also in the professional ranks.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely a new like rule that they're coming out with, and I've seen a lot of players use that to their advantage by just flopping. But sometimes it does play a factor with these ankle injuries that be coming in, landing on people's foot, because those could be severe.
First free throw is a miss for Kayla Clark, and I would be remiss if I don't mention the free throw percentage for the Wildcats, just 61% as a team, bottom of the SWAC. And it has hurt them in a lot of games, especially the first game against Alcorn. But they only missed 5 free throws, but again, if you only lose by single digits,
Those 5 points make a difference.
They do. Wildcats with a turnover. Dorsey in transition. Almost gave it back away.
I would love to see Damani take that shot right there when they give her space, considering the fact that they're packing the paint.
She does take it off the dribble this time and rattle it down.
That's a good shot, too. Seems she seems more confident with that mid-range than the 3.
Yep, Dorsey up to 4 already, only averaging just under 8 per game. And has been kind of forced into the main point guard role this season due to the injuries to Kayla White and Cariana Woods, both of them out long-term and have been out for a long time.
Stepping up is very important. They're going to need her presence to make a difference.
Kayla Clark rips the ball away from Destiny Brown. Look at the center run the floor. Dorsey back to Clark all the way.
That was beautiful ball movement down the field.
What was your key to the game? Share the ball.
Share the ball. Getting the guards and the bigs involved. Both of them need to score. And I love how I'm seeing Kayla actually at the 4 right now, using her versatility and her size to be everywhere on the court.
Wildcats up 7-4. Quick 3-0 run for Bethune-Cookman. 3 on the way. No good. And it'll be Bethune-Cookman ball batted out of bounds by Zanaya White. Wildcats will go a little bit smaller here with Kamara Langston replacing Chanel McDonald. That's 5'11" for 6'2", and you'll probably see Clark go to the 5 now.
Yep.
The battle between Destiny Brown and Kayla Clark is one we're gonna watch all night long. It may be the pivotal battle in this contest.
Definitely gonna tell the story of this game.
Full court press, Langston on the baseline. Wildcats have struggled against the full court press at times over the last 2 years. Ajane Nicholson yet to get off the mark. 5 straight double-doubles for her. She attacks Brown and is fouled.
Beautiful.
And that's already 2 fouls on Destiny Brown.
That's not good. Their best player already in foul trouble. We've seen what happened last week games when people get in foul trouble, so
yeah,
it does definitely affect your team.
And I was talking to Charles, who was doing the Alcorn radio downstairs, and he said, well, they were in a bunch of foul trouble on Thursday night. They ended up pulling out the win over Florida A&M up in Tallahassee, 74-69, but they had to rely on pretty much everybody in the building to get it done. Ajane Nicholson knocks down the first free throw.
It's hard to get wins when you lose your best players or your best players are in foul trouble, because then it takes you away from your game and what you really want to do to attack the other team. We're
going to talk a lot about that in the men's game tonight, which the Bethune-Cookman men's team, which I have dubbed the 7-man army. They are on a 4-game winning streak with just 7 active players.
Which is actually insane.
A little bit too far on the pass, and Alcorn State turns it over. Trying for the breakout in transitions, and Aya White couldn't quite get there. White's got all 4 for Alcorn State so far, and the Wildcats have a 4-point lead. They've already doubled up the amount of points that they scored in the first quarter up in Alcorn last month. Brooks cross-court pass to Kelly. Nicholson lost it. And a tie-up will give the ball back to the Cats on the possession arrow.
Almost a turnover right there, Mike.
You got to be really careful about these turnovers, and that's the other place that the Wildcats have struggled this year, is turning the ball over. Multiple games, 30-plus turnovers.
That's not good at all. You want to protect the ball. Possessions matter, and every possession matters in basketball.
Excellent job by Nicholson to keep the dribble in the corner. 3 on the way, just too strong. And heads-up play by Janae Anderson to knock it off of Langston and out of bounds.
After the 2 Alcorn players ran into each other on the sidelines.
Now the Wildcats will employ some full-court press here. As I mentioned pregame, it's a small lineup for Alcorn State without Destiny Brown in the game. Nobody else over 6 foot on the roster.
At least that plays.
So with Brown already having 2 fouls, the Wildcats, I want to see them use their height to a little bit more advantage right now. Attacking the mid-range and missing the shot is Charmaine Finley.
But even though Alcorn is smaller, they're packing the paint though more.
Look at Janessa Kelly flying to the bucket.
I like how she didn't settle for the 3 and she took it in there for the layup.
And she has done that a bit this season. I mean, she's a bit of a 3-point sniper, Janessa Kelly, but good to see that part of her game developing.
Takes the most 3-point shots on the team.
They go to that nail position again, this time with Leah Houston. Houston working on inside, gets her shot rejected.
Good defense.
I think I'll give Kelly that block, but Asia Nicholson was also there. 10-4, Bethune-Cookman. Clark outside, corner 3 on the way, just too strong. And the 3-point ball really abandoned the Wildcats on Thursday. They only made 2 threes in the whole game against Jackson State.
3-point consistency has not been there.
And I think we're going to get a foul on Jordan Brooks for battling off the ball with Leah Houston. And we'll go to our first media timeout. Strong start for the Cats. They're on an 8-0 run right now and lead 10-4. You love Bethune-Cookman University sports? Of course you do. Then don't miss Hail Wildcats Radio, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of all 15 Wildcat sports programs. Hosted by Voice of the Wildcats, Michael Torello, and featuring the expertise of sports information directors Bryce Hornowski and Brian Harvey, Hail Wildcats Radio delivers unparalleled coverage of your favorite teams. Tune into 1380 WELE Daytona Beach every Saturday to catch the show live, or listen anytime on your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor. We're on all of them. Just search for Hail Wildcats Radio. And you might want to grab a nice cup of coffee, a snack, to listen to the last couple of episodes of Hail Wildcats Radio, because they're long. We're getting up towards an hour and a half on these episodes, because there's a lot to talk about with the spring crossover season and literally every sport on campus playing right now.
Yeah, that's a lot of activity going on in the spring right now, for sure.
Credit to Bryce and Brian and for keeping up with everything every week and joining me as panelists on that show. You can catch a new episode on Thursday afternoon before the women's basketball games. Oh, that's CatEye Network Radio. Good start for the Wildcats here, and boy, do they need this one tonight. If you're just joining us, the Wildcats just 1 game above the drop zone and a potential to miss the SWAC tournament for the 3rd year running. Don't want to do that if you're Coach Creighton Del Rosario.
No, this is a must-win game, so coming out strong and taking a lead early will definitely be important. They need to just establish themselves and maintain a lead and not do what they usually do, is start to get stagnant and stale as the game go on. Now
for the Wildcats, they do have the benefit of having 4 of their last 5 at home, including this one. They only got 2 road games left. That's coming up next weekend in Alabama.
They should feel more confident with that being in their own home gym.
Tough catch on the sideline for Cheatham. Wildcats don't switch on the underneath screen. Backdoor cutting pass again, and it's good. And the first bucket for Alcorn State in 3 minutes, 51 seconds. 2 of their 3 buckets have come off of that backdoor pass.
Yep, exactly.
Clark all alone, down low is Nicholson. Excellent passing to beat the press. Alcorn down low. Up and under, and getting the roll is Leah Houston.
Seems like both teams want to attack the paint and establish themselves that physical presence inside there.
Whites with 4, Cheatham and Houston with 2 so far for Alcorn State. And then Kayla Clark turns the ball over, throws it into no man's land. Odd man rush for the Braves. In the corner, a 3 on the way, no good. That was Kaylin Watkins that took that shot.
You don't want to have turnovers turn into points because that's when the game can get away from you.
Damani Dorsey really battling with Kiara Henderson, who leads this Braves team in steals. They go down low. Great catch by Clark on the baseline, but she's double teamed. Throws it back out. Dorsey open for 3, just too short. And the Wildcats are 0 for 3 from beyond the arc in this first quarter.
They have to find a way to get their guards involved outside of just shooting the three ball, Mike. They have to figure out how to get more open middies and more floaters.
I'd like to see more drive and kick as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Houston attacks, goes to the corner for Watkins. She takes the 3 and has her shot altered by Kayla Clark. Kayla Clark this year has really developed into someone who can guard positions 1 to 5. As the ball rolls out of play, we'll stay with the Wildcats on that near sideline.
From what I've seen, she's been showing her versatility on the court everywhere, whether it's on defense or on offense. Being able to, we've even seen her dribble up the court a couple times and take it to the cup. So she's absolutely a monster and a jack of all trades on the court.
And just as we're talking about her, Kayla Clark's going to come out. Replaced by the freshman, Layla Lancaster.
Got to give her a break saver for later.
Dorsey, offensive foul, and Lancaster immediately commits the illegal screen. Lancaster doesn't have a lot of playing time this year, just averaging 7 minutes per game and under 1 point per game. Ball back to Alcorn, who's on a 4-0 run here. The Wildcats scoreless over the last 2 minutes. Wildcats reset, taking the 3 and missing it is Cheatham, but an offensive board for Alcorn. Again off the rim by Henderson, but the putback is good.
One thing I did not like about that drive is the 6'5" Layla Lancaster sitting on the perimeter. She should use that 6'5" size to be in the paint, getting them rebounds.
So from 12-4 down, Alcorn's come back to make it 12-10 as the Wildcats offense has stagnated after the media timeout. Ajane Nicholson looking to change that, and she gets fouled. That's the one thing, well, one of many things I love about Ajane Nicholson's game. She's just fearless.
She just drives to the paint, doesn't care who's there, what's in the paint, just goes up every time.
And on defense, I mean, she boxes out everybody. She gets all the rebounds. She boxes out her teammates, her opponents, and she'd box out her coach if she was down there.
Everybody, even the whole gym if she could. That's a hustle. That's just a hustle player right there. That's just someone that shows that she works hard every day, in every game.
Last week I was listening to the Texas Southern broadcast. The Wildcats were out there, and they compared her to James Worthy, the big goggles, the old L.A. Laker.
I remember James Worthy. He was a great rebounder for all the teams he played for. And defender, too. Great defender, too.
Wildcats break a 2:28 scoreless streak with that free throw. And the second one is also good. Wildcats have gotten to the line in this first quarter. 4 of 6 so far tonight from the stripe.
They need to be efficient from there, too. Don't miss too many. Those free throws will matter.
Delasia Hurt Floyd, fresh into the game, runs the point for the Braves. Offensive foul, illegal down screen called against Kiara Henderson.
And they was about to catch Jordan Brooks in the paint again on a mismatch. Coach needs to find a way to get her outside of that position, because if Jordan is in the paint every time, that's 2 points.
Wildcats still in the backcourt. Jordan Brooks breaks the press, finds Dorsey. Dorsey attacking Hurt Floyd, goes past Floyd. Mid-range pull-up is money.
Delasia should not have went for that steal. She just made an easy drive and pull up.
And that's just some great on-ball motion from Damani Dorsey. Created her own shot and knocked it down.
Not losing the ball, protecting the ball as well.
Kick out. No corner 3 upcoming for Floyd. And she will travel, so 2 quick turnovers for Floyd.
She either should have took the shot or passed the ball just then. I don't like the decision making that Delilah just made right now.
Yeah, Hurt Floyd, the sophomore from Los Angeles, California. A couple of Californians on this team. Destiny Brown, Kaylin Watkins, Delasia Hurt Floyd. Shows the recruiting reach of Nate Kilbert as that time the press gets home and the Wildcats throw it out of bounds.
Not scared to get our players from anywhere, especially from California.
Nate Kilbert in his 5th season with Alcorn State. The SWAC legend, former Mississippi Valley State player and coach. The winningest, and also the winningest head coach in Arkansas Pine Bluff women's basketball history.
Yeah, he's been around, winning everywhere.
He's been everywhere in this conference. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Driving and kicking. Cheatham. Extra pass. Here's the 3 at the end of the shot clock, and it is short. They got it back with 1 second left and missed it off the heel. So the Wildcats will take a 16-10 lead into the first quarter break. TJ, your thoughts on a first quarter that, compared to last month when these two teams met, is about as high scoring as you can get.
Yeah, I just love to see how Alcorn is actually doing more drive and kick, especially with that last possession to get them open shots. They're doing a lot of drive and kick, and they need to be more confident when shooting the ball. So I love the way they're running their offense, going from in the paint to outside the paint or using the mid-range shot. They're looking like they're very versatile, and they're trying to attack the Wildcats from everywhere. The Wildcats, I love how they're trying to attack the paint, typically how they usually do, using their size. And I love how Damani Dorsey's coming out and using that mid-range shot, and, you know, dribbling the ball, passing around, getting effective. But I love to see them run more plays to get more open shots inside the mid-range area, just to allow their guards to become more effective in this game to get more warmed up.
But you did say in the pregame, guard scoring was going to be big for the Wildcats. The leader in points right now is Damani Dorsey with 6.
And she's going to continue to get that, and she needs it from our other guards too as well, from Jordan, from Kayla, Janessa, all of them. So she just needs them to come out and score points, and just not tough shots, but easy shots like floaters or just mid-range shots.
Yep. Alcorn out-rebounding Bethune-Cookman on the offensive glass right now, 3-2. And the second chance points favor the Wildcats 3-2, but that's just off of free throws. But the 2 putbacks that they got down here, it's just the Wildcats not boxing out.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, when Layla was at the top of the key, she needs to use her 6'5" body to be inside the paint and get those easy boards. It shouldn't be your 2 guards in the paint trying to box out players that's bigger than them.
Yeah.
Use your biggest player to be in the paint. She shouldn't be at the top of the key.
Especially when nobody on Alcorn State is over 6 foot tall, with Destiny Brown on the bench with 2 fouls.
And you have a 6'5" center on the court. She should be getting every rebound.
Yeah. The other thing, when Destiny Brown comes back in, it's not an if, it's a when, you got to keep attacking her and continue to put her in foul trouble.
Yeah, because she already has 2 right now in the game, if I'm correct.
Yes, she's got 2 fouls.
So that means she's already in a bad position going into the second quarter of this game. So just applying more pressure to her and causing them, the Alcorn State, to switch up their game plan without having their best player available to them.
Underway in the second quarter. First of a doubleheader today at Moore Gymnasium. The men's teams of Alcorn and Bethune-Cookman to follow. 16-10 Wildcats before the second quarter. Michael Toretto and TJ White talking you through today's action. Alcorn gets the first offensive possession of the second quarter, and Maya Johnson gets the steal. Dorsey, the leading scorer in the game right now, with 6, sizes up Kiara Henderson.
I don't know what type of conditioning Alcorn does, but they were just moving every second on that possession. No one stays still for more
Down low
than 3.
Johnson, oh, what a tough catch. She's triple teamed, and a 3-second violation as she couldn't get a pass away. That's the second offensive turnover on a freshman center for the Wildcats. With Johnson with 1 and Lancaster with 1.
She had like 3 players in her face, Maya, so she didn't know what to do with the ball.
Yeah,
even though they're small, having that many players in your face is aggravating.
But if you're triple teamed like that, somebody's got to be open, and that's on the rest of the team. Like, you got to come to the ball and make yourself available for a pass.
Make a easy sight. Make yourself easy to see.
So both teams turn the ball over their first trip down the floor in the second quarter. Here's the 3, no good. Rebound to Dorsey. Neither team has hit a three-pointer in this game so far. They're a combined 0 for 10.
Seems like three-point shots will be a factor. Whoever can make more as the game goes on.
Dorsey goes left out of Horns. Back to the top for Nicholson. She throws it in the paint. Johnson, extra pass. Three from Brooks. Oh, just in and out. Wildcats snake bitten from three this weekend, and Maya Johnson picks up a foul to go with her 3-second violation.
I feel like Maya should have been a little selfish right there. Maya, passing it out for the three, and the three has not been working all game. Just take it easy, too. It's right there in your face.
Yeah, and you saw Kayla Clark and Chanel McDonald yesterday, or Thursday rather, really attack the middle of Jackson State to great effect. All three of them, along with Ajane Nicholson, in double figures on Thursday. As Clark comes back in to replace Johnson. And if you're Kayla Clark on the bench watching that, you got to think, all right, if I get the ball in that position, feed me, because I'm going to the rim.
Exactly. I'm going to go up every time.
Zanaya White, the native of Hazelhurst, Mississippi, hands the ball off to Maya Claytor. Attacking and scoring is Kiara Henderson, and the Braves strike first here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Contested, too. 3 players on her.
Nicholson down low. Attacking and getting her shot blocked is McDonald. She was open for a minute down there, Chanel McDonald, but couldn't quite get her body in position to put the layup up.
Underneath the rim a little too much.
Here's Clark, back to the basket. She puts up the hook shot and misses it strong. I told you she was going to go to the rim.
Feed me.
But the Wildcats unable to score in the first 2:59 of this second quarter. And an off-ball foul. Well, maybe there wasn't a foul.
It was a kickball.
A kickball, my apologies.
But that should be a turnover. She threw the ball right at her foot.
Wildcats trying to lock down on defense to preserve this lead. The offense not firing for Bethune-Cookman right now. Inside the three-point line handoff. Mid-ranger no good for White. Both teams shooting under 40% from the floor early on. Alcorn 33%, Wildcats 37. Clark at the free throw line. Goes with the spin move and travels.
She did hop a little bit.
Our officiating crew tonight, referee Daryl Dawkins, umpires Julia D'Ambrosio and Shem Rivera.
Wildcats definitely starting to want to attack the paint a lot more in this game, using Kayla and Chanel.
And Destiny Brown's going to come back in for Alcorn State. Their leading scorer on the year, averaging 12.7 a game, and their leading rebounder.
And Alcorn been able to stay in this game without her, so let's see how they use her to get back in the game and possibly take a lead here.
Moving right is Ashanti Backus, first minutes of the game for her, the senior from Little Rock, Arkansas. They float it up for Brown. She's guarded by Nicholson, and Ajane does enough to force Brown to miss the shot. Jordan Brooks showing off the wheels getting into the front court. He's got Backus draped all over her. Down low, extra pass. That's a long two, and it's good. Kayla Clark with the range extension.
Double team McDonald in the paint. Kayla was wide open for an easy midi.
Kayla Clark hit the first three-pointer of her career this season 2 weeks ago against Alabama State.
I feel like she's going to make another one at some point. They leave her open.
Long two, way off the mark. Wildcat ball out of bounds as Destiny Brown couldn't handle it. And Shemaine Finley comes back in for Alcorn State. Finley, another West Coast product from Las Vegas, Nevada, and previously played at the College of Southern Nevada and Adams State in Colorado. They throw the ball down low, and it was too tall for Chanel McDonald. And a lot of the sources of the Wildcats turnovers have been plays like that, where you draw them up and then the pass just sails out of bounds.
Either sails out of bounds or you fumble it and drop it.
And it's a lot of tough catches for the post players as well. They're hitting them above their head and not in the chest area.
Well, it's kind of hard when you have the players, playing in the front of them, so you have to put it over them instead of just passing it straight head on. And the paint is very crowded, so it's hard when all them hands are in there.
That'll be a block for Kayla Clark on the mid-range jumper. Nicholson chooses to drive, got the ball stripped, falls out of bounds. It'll be Alcorn basketball.
That was great defense by Alcorn. If you can't stop the shot, just go for the ball.
Couldn't quite see who ripped it away as Janessa Kelly replaces Jordan Brooks. Wildcats just 2 points in the quarter, likewise for Alcorn State, as they've started a combined 2 for 11 from the floor. There's their second quarter numbers. Destiny Brown wants to take things into her own hands here. Backs down Clark, and Clark fouls her, and it's going to be an and one.
What a tough shot. What a tough shot.
Destiny Brown has arrived to the ball game, her first points of the contest.
And a statement shot, too. Kayla all in her face and just pretending like she's not there at all.
First foul on Kayla Clark. And I'm surprised the Wildcats haven't gone straight back at Destiny Brown on the defensive side, seeing that she's got 2 fouls already.
Maybe it was because it's hard for them to get that ball into the paint right now.
Yeah, but that's when the guards need to drive and pick up those double teams so one of your post players is open. Long pass into the front court finds Langston and back to Damani Dorsey. He's got a team-high 6 for the Wildcats. Dorsey lost the ball, and the Wildcats will keep it. Last touched by Brown, and that'll be the media timeout of the second quarter. Only 6 points scored in the first 5 minutes of the quarter combined as the Wildcats hang on to a 4-point lead. SWAC basketball is here. Don't miss your chance to catch every second of BCU basketball action at Moore Gym. The Wildcats have a men's and women's doubleheader today, February 15th, as they welcome Alcorn State. Student admission is always free. If you're on campus and listening to us, get down here. You got no reason for not being at Moore Gymnasium. And you got to come down for the men's game as well. If you're just in Daytona Beach, want to get away from the racing traffic, come on down to Moore Gymnasium and take in some SWAC basketball. All of it's live on youtube.com/CatEye Network if you are further afield. And, of course, a crucial men's game on Monday night, 7 p.m. against Jackson State. If the Wildcats hold serve tonight against the Alcorn men, that game against Jackson State on Monday is a straight shootout for a top 2 spot in the conference. And you'll want to be top 2 because not only do you get a bye in the first round, you're going to play a team that's already played in the play-in game. So you're going to get fresh legs and play a team that's coming off a game the night before. A major, major advantage in the SWAC tournament.
And it also gives them time to let them players get healthy as well. You know, with them having a very high injury roster right now with low depth rotation, it'll allow them to have that week off and get their players to get more healthy.
I've dubbed the men's team for Bethune-Cookman the 7-man army because they're on a 6-game winning streak right now with 7 active players.
Which is actually insane. This is actually crazy.
We'll see them coming up tonight, 5:30 p.m. tip for that one.
And that 7-man team beat the 15-man Alabama State, correct? Or
16,
Alabama A&M?
17, 18 Alabama A&M.
And that was a game.
That was.
That was a game.
And against Alabama State, too, and they had to survive a 3-pointer missing at the buzzer.
Never a lost moment here at Moore Gymnasium.
Nope.
Always at the edge of your seat.
There's always drama in this building. Wildcats with 12 on the shot clock. Dorsey with 5. To Kelly for 3 at the end of the shot clock. Oh, boom! Janessa Kelly! Clutch shot at the end of the shot clock.
Call that shot clock cheese.
Wildcats up 21-14 after the first made three of the night by either team. They go to the backdoor play again, and it's an easy layup for Nakia Cheatham.
That play has worked 3 times today, Mike. And they just keep, whenever they need a guaranteed bucket, they just go right back to it.
Asia Nicholson sprints away from Finley, gets all the way in. Her hook shot is no good. Battling for the rebound and winning it is Alcorn State. Here comes Houston. Correction, White racing up the floor. Mid-range jump shot, no good. Rebound, Nicholson. The pace has really picked up in the last couple of minutes since the media timeout. Brown bats the ball away from Clark and then saves it to Finley. Great play by Destiny Brown.
What a steal.
Bit of weave action at the top. Ashanti Backus runs the point for the Braves. They go down low to Brown, and Kayla Clark says, get that out of here.
It's starting to turn into Destiny Brown and Kayla Clark show right now.
And we thought it might. The two best players on these teams.
Going back and forth, whereas defense or offense making a play.
Got to watch the back door on the inbounds play here. They go all the way up top, and it's thrown into the backcourt, and that'll be a violation in the Wildcats ball.
Another overthrown pass for both teams starting to become a problem.
Bethune-Cookman has turned the ball over 8 times so far tonight. Alcorn 7, so sloppy beginnings for both of these teams.
Yeah, we knew coming in here, it being in the SWAC, teams tend to turn the ball over a lot.
Alcorn State is 3rd in the conference in turnovers per game, but they still turn the ball over 17.8 times per contest.
Just goes to show how many turnovers be happening in the SWAC.
Dorsey, hounded all the way by Backus, picks up her dribble. Kelly catch and shoot again. Oh, she's on a heater now.
That's 2.
2 in a row for Janessa.
He was right here when she beat her career high last time. It was four 3-pointers made in the game.
And they were all basically back-to-back.
Back-to-back. So let's see if that's going to be something here today.
And then Alcorn turns the ball over again. Bad pass from Finley. Now Janessa Kelly with those 4 threes back against Alabama State 2 weeks ago.
She definitely helped turn the tide in that game by the 3-point shooting, especially with the Wildcats having a low 3-point shot as a team.
In the corner, Dorsey back to Brooks. Clark up on top, 8 to shoot. Dorsey takes the 3, misses it. Clark battling for the rebound, but it comes to Backus. Every rebound is an adventure in this game.
It's just bouncing and touching everybody's hand. No one can't just grab it and contain it.
Backdoor pass. This time it's a foul call before the shot on Damani Dorsey. And that's the first time they haven't gotten an easy layup off of it, but they got a foul.
It's just every time they run that backdoor cut, something positive happens every single time, whether it was a bucket or foul or just something.
Yep. Ball in the hands of Zanaya White. She had the first 4 points of the game for the Braves back in the first quarter, but has been scoreless since. Brown on the low block, double teamed. Nice straight up defense from McDonald, but Brown got the ball right back, still missed the shot. I tell you, every rebound an adventure, and somehow Kayla Clark got that one to Janessa Kelly as the Wildcats race up the floor. Clark on top, down low, and a foul is called, and that's going to be the 3rd on Brown.
That's not good either. Kayla's showing off her little passing ability too as well, not just offensive defense there.
And the Wildcats taking a page out of Alcorn's book with that little backdoor cut, forcing the foul on Brown.
I love how I've been seeing Chanel establish her position in the paint. Every time she gets out in the court, she's begging for the ball. She wants the ball because she just knows she's the biggest person in the paint right now.
Janessa Kelly and Nakia Cheatham battling for it. It stays with the Cats. 1:49 to go till halftime. A low-scoring first half of basketball here, 24-16.
It's been a very defensive second quarter, whether it's defense or just missed shots or turnovers.
But the last win that the Wildcats had against Alabama State, they held the Hornets to just 13 points in the first half. So that's the way the Wildcats want to win games, but not like that. Another turnover as the ball tried to be thrown into the post. Kayla Clark comes all the way across to bat it out of bounds.
Well, hustle by both
I was
teams.
going to say, do you think Kayla Clark wants to win this game or not? She is all over the place tonight. Baseline drive up and under, short from Cheatham. Dorsey in the open floor, makes a man miss, goes to Clark, jump step into the lane, and she will be grabbed and go to the free throw line.
I don't know how many times we're going to say Kayla name today, because,
Well, if she has it her way, a lot more. But it's funny, she's only got 5 points, but 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 4 boards already.
Just doing it on both sides. She almost had an assist in the paint, too. It looks like she's playing the 1 through 5 at this point.
Yep. Janessa Kelly has come from absolutely nowhere to take the lead in scoring for the Wildcats with 8 points. 2 of 2 from the three-point line and 1 mid-range.
And they need them three-point shots from her because their three-point shot has been very dry of late, and they need scoring from other places outside of just their bigs inside the paint.
Only shooting 26.8% from the three-point line as a team this season, Bethune-Cookman.
It's not good.
But if there's one person you could consistently rely on to make it, it is Janessa Kelly.
It's like she's that spark that gets them going again.
In the corner, driving baseline, and fouled is White. That'll go on Kemera Langston for the Wildcats and send Alcorn to the line for just the 2nd time tonight. They were 0 for 1 on their only trip to the free throw line in this first half, which was an and-one opportunity for Destiny Brown. So that's another thing the Wildcats have struggled with at times, is giving away too many free throws. But tonight, just 1 trip.
Which is actually surprising because I've seen Alcorn in the paint a lot this game, trying to establish themselves. So the fact that they're only shooting, this is their only 2nd trip to the free throw line, goes to show how conservative the Wildcats are, just putting their hands up, making shots tough, but not overdoing it.
Zanaya White, the 60% free throw shooter, makes the first one, breaks a 5-0 Wildcat scoring run over the last 3:05. Now, if your opponent goes scoreless for 3 minutes, you maybe want to get more than a 5-0 run. Like, even though Alcorn has not been great from the floor tonight, they're still hanging around because the Wildcats are equally as poor.
They're not either not making the shots, or they're turning the ball over as well. Just keeping them in the game, both teams.
28 shots to 21 for Alcorn State tonight. And that's the turnovers talking right there. Jordan Brooks
And there
lost
goes
the
another
ball.
one. Bad pass.
And Kayla Clark does lead this team in turnovers, 73 coming into tonight. And she's already got 2 credited to her. With a minute to go, Alcorn can maybe end this half on a run and feels pretty good about themselves going into the break. There's that backdoor play again. The Wildcats defend it this time. White against Kelly. That's a long 2, and it's good. A 4-0 run for Alcorn. And it's a 6-point game with 30 seconds left. Here comes the press again. Clark stops and fires. Kelly in the front court. Has the ball ripped away by White. Poor close to the first half for the Wildcats. 3 straight turnovers.
At times, the full court press is starting to be a problem for the team, not being able to consistently get up the court.
Alcorn could have held for the final shot, but a 3 is good by Kia Cheatham. And it's a 7-0 run for the Braves to close within 3. 3 seconds left. Dorsey puts it up. Good.
Definitely needed that. Definitely needed that.
Oh, they needed that. But a strong close to the first half for Alcorn State. Off of Bethune-Cookman turnovers, the Wildcats turned the ball over 11 times in that first half, leading to 9 Alcorn State points off turnovers, but they still have a 5-point lead, 28-23. Low-scoring game here at Moore Gym. Wildcats 9 of 21 from the floor, 42.9%. Alcorn State 10 of 30 from the floor for 33%. Only 3 3-pointers hit in the first half combined. 2 for Janessa Kelly for the Wildcats. 1 right at the end for Finley of Alcorn State. And the Wildcats went from being pretty comfortable with about 2 minutes to go to having the Braves breathing down their neck at the end of the first half, TJ.
That's called basketball right there. You could be out the game, you could be in the game, you could have the game in your hands, and you could lose the game just as fast. Just the way that Alcorn came into the going into the end of the first half, they just never stopped playing. They played hard, played 1,000%, and got easy shots and open shots.
We'll take a break, and when we come back in about 10 minutes, we'll take you through the stats of the first half, go around the SWAC, take you through all the other action going on in the Southwestern Athletic Conference this afternoon, and get you set for half number 2 here at Moore Gymnasium. At the break, it's Bethune-Cookman 28, Alcorn 23. You're listening to Bethune-Cookman University basketball on the CatEye Network. Welcome back to more Gymnasium. We're just about to get the second half started between Bethune-Cookman and Alcorn State. Bethune-Cookman leads at 28-22. Well, if you left us, that was not the score, but during the break, the referees reviewed the three-point basket by Charmaine Finley at 13 seconds remaining of the second quarter. That was overturned to a two-point basket because Finley's foot was on the three-point line. So the Wildcats now have a 6-point lead going into the break. They're still, I don't think, not as comfortable as they probably should have been with that late flurry from Alcorn at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they came out towards the end of that first half, just started making shots, playing aggressive defense, and the Wildcats were just turning the ball over. And it was lucky, by the grace of God, Damani Dorsey came out and silenced them before the second half, but they were starting to get something going. So we're going to have to see the Wildcats come out of this second half starting to apply themselves, because I know Alcorn feels very confident with themselves right now.
Let's take you through the first half scoring totals. There's not a lot of them. Here are the Alcorn State scores. White has 6, Cheatham has 6, Finley has 4, Brown has 2 and 3 fouls, crucially, on Destiny Brown. She only played 9 minutes of that first half. Houston has 2 and Henderson has 2. And for Bethune-Cookman, Dorsey and Kelly both have 8. We mentioned at our Southeast Toyota Dealers keys to the game. Guard scoring. Well, the 2 guards are leading the team in scoring right now. Clark has 7 and 4 rebounds along with an assist, 2 steals and 2 blocks. Adrian Nicholson has 5 points and 4 rebounds, and that's it. Only 4 scores for Bethune-Cookman in that first half. Nothing for McDonald, nothing for Brooks, nothing for Langston. So maybe diversifying the scoring is the way forward for the Wildcats. Team stats look like this. The Wildcats are out-rebounding Alcorn State 20-14 overall, but Alcorn State has the advantage on the offensive glass 4-3, leading to second chance points being 2 for Alcorn State and 3 for Bethune-Cookman. The Wildcats turned the ball over 11 times, leading to 8 Alcorn points off turnovers. Alcorn turned the ball over 8 times, leading to 9 Bethune-Cookman points off turnovers. On the fast break, Bethune-Cookman was out and running. They got 4 fast break points and limited Alcorn to 0 in that first half. The shooting percentages are Wildcats 45%, 10 of 22, 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Those 2 threes by Janessa Kelly. And for Alcorn State, 10 of 30, 33% from the floor, and 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. And you can't really rely on the kindness of strangers to put it mildly, with Alcorn State missing all these three-pointers. You got to get that out, guard the three-point line, because a lot of the shots that Alcorn has had that they've missed have been open.
Yeah. Alcorn shots have been open. They've been getting to the paint. They've been shooting middies. They've been doing all that. They just need to make them. And when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, they just have to continue to do what they're doing, applying that pressure, causing them turnovers. Because right now, shots aren't just falling for them right now. The shots are just not falling. But as long as they continue to find a rhythm into the game and get more comfortable and getting Destiny Brown involved, she's a big problem when she gets involved in the game because she's their best player. And right now with the 3 fouls, she hasn't been able to catch her rhythm and get consistent scoring. So I would love to see how she comes out the second half to help her team push forward.
Now the Wildcats went on a 5-0 run late in that second quarter over a 3-minute span, but they were only able to put up 5 points. You'd think if you hold the team scoreless for 3 minutes, you'd race away a little bit farther than that.
I mean, it just goes to show how hard those 5 points were, how even though Alcorn didn't score in those 3 minutes, it goes to show that they didn't give up in defense either. Their defense still played a crucial pressure of keeping them in the game as well.
Let's go around the SWAC before we get started in the second half here. Jackson State of Florida A&M has not started yet. That's a big one to keep an eye on. Jackson State second in the conference. Florida A&M is on a hot streak. They've won 5 of their last 6. It is halftime in Grambling, Louisiana. Grambling State holds a 32-26 lead over Texas Southern. Texas Southern has the lead of the conference right now, but they lost to Southern on Thursday and are in danger of dropping 2 straight. It is 30-8, Southern over Prairie View A&M in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 30-8 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's all crazy. Southern right now. And the other games have not started yet. Games to come later this evening. Alabama State at Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M at Mississippi Valley State. Both of those games, the Alabama State Pine Bluff game tips off very shortly. Alabama A&M Mississippi Valley State tips off in an hour at 4 p.m. Central. Here in Daytona Beach, it's Bethune-Cookman 28, Alcorn 22 as we get ready to start the second half. Bethune-Cookman has the possession arrow. They'll start with the basketball, wearing the all-white, gold numbers, maroon trim, gold stripe with a maroon trim. The all-purple for Alcorn State, the gold numbers, the gold and white checkerboard stripe down the sides, and we are underway in the second half. Michael Torello, TJ White, producer Lee, the rest of our CatEye student crew here at Moore Gymnasium, bringing you all the action. Down low, Brown knocks it away. Clark right there. Kelly open for three. She's tres from tres in this ball game.
She got it. She got it. She definitely has it right now. With the three-point shot, she's always bringing life to her team. And it seems like every time she puts it up, it's going down.
Remember, she's got a career-high 4 threes in a game 2 weeks ago against Alabama State. She's already got 3.
It's looking like she's going to be another career night for her with us in attendance.
Destiny Brown draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line. She was 0 for 1 from the stripe on an and-one opportunity in the first half. Brown just 1 for 5 from the floor tonight. And again, has those 3 fouls. So if she picks up one here early, I wouldn't be surprised to see her sit for most of this second half and come in the crunch time late.
She just hasn't been able to find any consistency in the game. You know, being in and out, only being able to play defense, missing some shots. You know, she's kind of cold right now. So maybe these free throws will help her, you know, build her confidence in this game and, you know, start to warm up.
First free throw made. And the second free throw is also good for Destiny Brown, the senior forward out of Los Angeles, California. This is her 3rd season at Alcorn State. She's averaged 12.9 points in those 3 years for the Braves. She's also hit 1,000 career points in the win over Southern on February 1st. So there's 2 1,000-point scorers for Alcorn State on this team, her and Zaniyah White. Clark on the outside. Asia Nicholson battling down low, trying to get position. They'll throw it to Nicholson. Back to Clark. Under 10 to shoot. Cross court it goes. Dorsey dancing, getting it blocked. Nicholson had the ball ripped away from her. 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Another block and a shot clock violation.
What defense by Alcorn. The pressure, they're making the Wildcats uncomfortable to take an open shot right now. They're just being in their face, keeping hands up, keep their hands wide, making everything tough.
And you can see they want to throw it to Asia Nicholson in the post, but every time she gets a look, she's just immediately doubled.
They're not letting the paint be easy for Wildcats, even though they're bigger. They're using even though they're small, they're using their quantity to outnumber them.
Back out Cheatham. Head fake, drive, baseline, runner good for Charmaine Finley, who had that three-pointer at the end of the first half, changed to a 2. Nicholson, tough catch on that pass by Dorsey. She's doubled at the top of the key. Kelly drives all the way in to Clark on the baseline. Attacks, finds a wide open McDonald who gets fouled.
That was a good look.
That's a great awareness by Kayla Clark to know she was being doubled and saw McDonald wide open on the baseline.
That's the passing ability that she has as a big, you know, being able to do everything on the court, and passing the ball just adds to what you can do with her.
Chanel McDonald will step to the line. 0 for 2 from the floor so far tonight, McDonald. Averaging 6.7 points per game. And last year averaged 9.5, so has taken a step back offensively this year. But of course, the players around her, specifically Asia Nicholson, are taking so much more of that scoring load.
Yeah, just using her size to, you know, cause problems on defense and getting boards is what she probably specializes in. Because I've been seeing her trying to dominate herself in the paint, but they just haven't been able to get her the ball with those inside passes.
1 of 2 at the that time for McDonald. Finley hits Henderson up top, back to Finley. He's matched up against Clark. Henderson. But she traveled. Tough shot, good.
What a shot, what a shot.
Circus shot for Charmaine Finley.
Even when there was nothing there, it made something out of nothing.
The senior from Las Vegas heating up for Alcorn State. She's got all 4 of their second half points so far. Janessa Kelly is run into by Finley, and that'll be a foul. And even though Finley ended up on the floor, it's her foul for displacing Kelly as she was trying to make the catch.
Alcorn not coming out of this full court press. They want to continue to apply pressure and make Bethune uncomfortable. Knowing that they don't have a lot of guards that can handle the ball, just applying that pressure, just making everyone uncomfortable for those ball handlers.
For the first time tonight, we see Arine Aike-Pelor, the sophomore from Canada. Almost a steal that time. Clark has the ball deflected away. Alcorn State aggressive in these passing lanes.
Keeping them hands up.
Little pick and roll action for the Wildcats. Kelly fires, just too strong. Clark is there, her put back no. She got a third chance and draws the foul, and she smacked her head on the ground as she went to the floor.
A lot going on down there.
And Nate Kilbert, the head coach for Alcorn State, wants an explanation, and he looks like he's satisfied with whatever referee Daryl Dawkins is telling him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really complain about that. It was chaos in that paint.
She got thrown to the ground. I'm not sure what you're complaining about. So Clark will have to shake off the cobwebs and go to the line. It's been a 6-1 Alcorn State run to start this second half. They've closed the gap to 4. And this is exactly what happened to the Wildcats on Thursday night. Led at the half against Jackson State. Led at the media timeout of the third quarter. And then it was all Tigers from that point on.
And what's doing it right now for the Wildcats is that full court press. They're not able to get to the shots they want to and be comfortable enough.
50% from the line again for the Wildcats.
And missing free throws is terrible too. You need those easy points to extend the lead.
And a reach-in foul off the ball is going to go against the Wildcats. It's going to go against Damani Dorsey. That'll be her second. Alcorn has started 4 of 5 from the floor here in the second half.
Efficient.
And continuing that momentum from the end of the first half. And they closed on a big run. Aike-Pelor looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Finds Kiara Henderson. Driving is White. All the way in. Shot clock violation. Didn't get the layup off in time. Good defense by the Wildcats.
It seems like Alcorn is just kind of scared to take the three. I've seen.
Well, they're 0 for 7 on the night. From
Kiara Henderson had a wide open three with Kayla sagging off.
Jump ball. Give the ball back to Alcorn State off the possession arrow.
Press trap.
The Wildcats. Well, no, it'll be Bethune-Cookman ball. I think the Wildcats called timeout. Nope, it'll be Alcorn ball off the possession arrow. So, bit of confusion up here, but I was right the first time. But another turnover for the Wildcats. That full court press just unable to be handled by Bethune-Cookman. That's what allowed Alcorn State to get back in this game. Backdoor. Great job by Kayla Clark to body up on White. Dorsey. Langston with the little shimmy. She takes the shot, misses off the heel. And a foul off the ball will stay with the Wildcats. And Zanaya White doesn't agree with it. She's in the face of the referee. The foul's going to go on Cheatham.
When you play hard and be aggressive for them rebounds, things just go your way. You got to always be around the ball if you want good things to happen.
Already 4 fouls on the Braves in this quarter, so the Wildcats in the bonus if they get fouled again. Got to get the ball in, and they don't. Oh, and they get lucky because Aike-Pelor lost it out of bounds.
Almost another turnover. Sloppy passing by Wildcats.
And that was a situation where Dorsey had to get the ball in or commit a 5-second violation. Wildcats struggling against this on-ball defense for Alcorn State. Janessa Kelly driving, floating, misses it. Offensive putback. Lands in the hands of the Cats. Dorsey from outside. Cashes the triple. Oh, the Wildcats needed that.
Offensive rebound turns into points.
Aike-Pelor amidst the trees. Tie up, sends the ball back to Bethune-Cookman. Well, they called a jump ball off the block, quote unquote, for Kayla Clark.
Yeah, I was kind of confused. I was wondering why Bethune had got the ball back, but guess they tied it up in the trees, long arms, grabbing the ball.
Kelly running through with the ball. She goes for the layup and knocks it down. Kelly and Dorsey have been on fire tonight. Kelly's got 13, Dorsey's got 11.
Talk about guard play today, especially with us saying that they need to be involved in this game. With the bigs having a quiet night, both guards came out to play today.
Wildcats push the lead back to 10, 38-28. And immediately Alcorn responds. Zanaya White's having a good night. She's up to 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. The Wildcats almost turn it over off the press again. Kelly's been shorthanded so far. That's a great pass to find Langston. Halfway home in the third quarter here. Wildcats by 8. Nicholson looking for a post up. Foul going to be called. And I'm not sure who the foul is on. It's on Alcorn State. It's on Zanaya White, which will be her first personal as we head to the third quarter. Media timeout. Wildcats up by 8 with the ball. Baseball is back at the beach. Come catch the Diamond Cats for opening weekend as they host the Seawolves of Stony Brook for a 3-game series at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. See the Cats in action tonight at 6 p.m. or tomorrow with a new start time of noon Eastern Time. This season admission is free at Jackie Robinson Ballpark for all home baseball games. Come catch the action less than a mile from campus, or it's all live at youtube.com/CatEye Network. There's a bit of a caveat to that. Unfortunately, no stream for the baseball game tonight because all of our streaming equipment is here at the gym. Tomorrow we'll be over there for baseball. We were over there last night. Wildcats dropped the opener, but a couple of big moments, including 3 straight strikeouts from Juan Carlos Zambrano, a big home run by Andre Martinez. Wildcats finished second in the SWAC in the preseason poll, so always good baseball action out there at the Jack. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Slow start to the third quarter offensively for Bethune-Cookman. That 3 by Dorsey may be the catalyst to wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely helps spark something for them, but I feel like right now they just have to figure out how they're going to get through this press right now. The press, the full court press, and the trap that Alcorn is running against the Wildcats right now is causing a lot of problems with them turning the ball over, making bad decisions and passing the ball. And even though sometimes they get through it, it's really been a struggle for them. So I just want to see them have better communication and better teamwork getting down the court, getting past that full court press.
In the game up in Alcorn State last month, the Braves scored 20 points or more in 2 of the 4 quarters. Tonight, the quarter scores for Alcorn State 10, 12, and 8. The Wildcats locking down defensively.
Way better defense, and that makes sense because they're number 1 in opponent field goal percentage on defense. So it just goes to show how they're making shots tough for them, but also how Alcorn is also missing shots as well. So it's really been a defensive day for both teams, too.
Alcorn State puts the Wildcats in the penalty, which means free throws, and that means shaky ground for Bethune-Cookman. Wildcats 8 of 12 on the night from the charity stripe. That was before that Kayla Clark miss. Clark herself is now 5 of 7 from the stripe. Make that 5 of 8. As she misses both that time and keeps it an 8-point game. And missed free throws in a game like this where you're trying to put the game away, it just lets the opponent hang around. In a game where the Wildcats have mostly dominated outside of maybe a 2-minute stretch in that second quarter. Way off on the 3, but an offensive rebound for Cheatham. White. Is there going to be an off-ball foul here? As we wait for the officials, Daryl Dawkins and Sham Rivera. Oh, it's a shot clock issue. The shot clock never reset. Chanel McDonald comes back in, replacing Camaro Langston. Langston has not scored tonight. McDonald just 1. Clark 8, Nicholson 5. So the forwards for the Wildcats, not at the races offensively today, but You mentioned, TJ, the guards have picked up the slack. Kelly 13, Dorsey 11.
And that's picking up that outside shooting that they have failed to be able to make these last few games.
Dancing is Houston. Spinning is Houston. And getting fouled is Houston. And the foul's going to go on Kayla Clark. That's her second. Only 2 Wildcats with 2 fouls. Dorsey's got 2 and Clark's got 2. On the Alcorn State side, Brown has only played 10 minutes of the contest with 3 fouls. 2 on Finley and Cheatham. Also 2 on Aikapalor. And they call it a shooting foul that will send Houston to the free throw line. This is the first one. Leah Houston playing close to her hometown out of Gainesville, Florida, and Santa Fe Community College up in Gainesville as well.
Not far off.
Wouldn't be surprised if she has family in the building tonight. Hits 1 of 2. 7-point Wildcat lead. They've led by as many as 10 in the ballgame. Jordan Brooks back in. Dorsey top of the key. Double foul is going to be called as Houston and McDonald were battling down low.
They were both looking at the referee with confusion.
It's very physical down there in the paint tonight. And the refs have let a lot of that go.
Not too many fouls today.
11 personal fouls on Alcorn, 9 on the Wildcats in the game.
We've seen a lot more.
Yes, we have. There's a travel as Asia Nicholson slides her foot. Off night for Nicholson, 5 points, 5 boards. She's averaging a double-double and is in danger of breaking her 5-game double-double streak. And I think she'd take it if the Wildcats can hang on to win the game.
I would. W matters more than the stats.
That'll be an offensive foul. Well, if you can't get it done on the offensive side, Asia Nicholson, how about you step in and take the charge on the other end?
That was Jordan Brooks
right there. Jordan Brooks, my apologies. Usually Nicholson wears the headband, so I was looking at the headband. Brooks almost lost the ball, comes to Clark. Dorsey pressured by 2, traveled, another turnover for the Wildcats, their 15th.
That full court press and trap. They're pressing them, they're gonna put them in a tough position and they're trapping them. And right now Jordan Brooks is holding her chest after that blocking foul. So a lot of bad things going on for the Wildcats when it comes to getting the ball up the court to start their offense.
The Wildcats without a point for the last 2+ minutes. And they haven't even really gotten a look at the basket because they keep turning the ball over.
They can barely get past half court without something bad happening.
Henderson the drive, the floater, the foul as she gets hit by Clark. That'll be the 3rd on Kayla Clark. She's had a great game tonight, Clark. 8 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. But now with that 3rd foul, she's probably going to have to come out. And that'll put Henderson at the line to try and lower the gap again.
What I've seen from Alcorn is they're not really a 3-point shooting team. I've seen one person take a couple attempts at a 3s. But other than that, everyone on their team seems to pump, fake, kick, drive and kick, everything like that. It seems like they're a really paint-oriented team for having such small players. Well,
both of these teams are bottom half of the conference in 3-point percentage. The Wildcats 26%, the Braves 23%. Here's more full court press. And almost another turnover, and it is taken away by Watkins. And a layup is no good by Cheatham. Nicholson fighting for the rebound. A foul is called, and it's going to be against Nicholson, I think. And will send Alcorn State to the free throw line as both teams are in the bonus of the quarter.
The story of this game.
I'm honestly surprised that Coach Janelle Creighton Del Rosario has not called a timeout to just try and settle her team down because they haven't been able to get across half court. A 5-0 run for the Braves over the last 2.5 minutes. And at the line to make it more is Diana Hurt-Floyd.
I mean, to be honest, they do need a calm down session, but it's just putting yourself in better position, knowing what's going on the court. You know, if you know a team is running a full court press trap, you know, be closer to the ball, get open sight to help your teammates have better view of you.
3-point game, as close as it's been since the first quarter.
Stay down court, make it easy.
Timeout Wildcats. And Coach Creighton visibly frustrated, as the Wildcats have turned the ball over 16 times. They're giving up a 7-0 run over the last 2:38 and haven't even put up a shot in that time because they can't get the ball across half court due to the press.
And all the turnovers have mostly come from the pressure of the full court press, whether it's completely turning the ball over, overpassing the ball, or just making bad decisions. That full court press is really causing problems right now for Bethune. It's starting to take effect into this game in the score.
Make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online to the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to bcuathletics.com and click on Shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's bcuathletics.com and click on Shop. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on X and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU women's basketball, follow at BCU WBB on X and Instagram. So for the second straight game, TJ, the Wildcats have led for the majority of the game. But then the opponent makes a defensive adjustment, and the Wildcats have not adapted yet. They didn't adapt on Thursday when Jackson State started packing the paint and denying the entry pass. And now they've not adapted to the full court press for Alcorn.
I feel like with Bethune, it's just they get too comfortable in games. Their ability to adapt has just come from, okay, what's working for us, we're just keep going to it. They have to learn to adapt and move and go from one phase of the game to the next phase of the game and play off of it and play complementary basketball. And they're not able to do that right now, especially working together to get past the full court press. They have not done it consistently throughout this game. And it shows through the score and through the fouls and turnovers.
Here we go again. Brooks, 5 to get it across. Clark double teamed. Kelly up the floor, wide open Nicholson. She lays it in. Finally, the Wildcats break a 2-minute and 40-second scoreless streak. Oh, that's a blocking foul that this crowd does not agree with. It goes against McDonald, her third.
Me personally, I'm just going to go. She was in the shooter's landing zone. That's the only thing I can say, even though it was a blocking foul.
I'm just going to straight up not agree with that one. She had defensive position. But it sends Sanaya White to the line.
Didn't jump, didn't do anything, just put her hands up and stood there.
Alcorn State's free throw shooting keeping them in the game. 81% from the line tonight. And another 2 for 2. Makes it back to a 3-point game. Here comes the press again.
That's why it's so important to make your free throws.
Brooks long pass. McDonald lost it.
Them long passes are not what it takes to be the full course. Consecutive short passes moving up the court, not launching it all the way down the field. It's not, the court. It's not going to work. You have to be consistent and find open people near you.
15-12 in the quarter in favor of Alcorn State, but they've only hit 3 field goals. They're 9 of 10 from the charity stripe in the quarter. Henderson just takes the 3, missed it right. Kelly up the floor with pace, lost the ball, and it goes back to Alcorn. Oh no, it's gonna stay with the Wildcats. From my angle, it looked like Nicholson was the last to touch it.
I'm surprised I didn't see a foul right there, Mike. I'm not gonna lie.
The Wildcats reeling at the moment. Need something to go their way in the last 2 minutes of this third quarter. Clark on the baseline. Kelly steps back into a 3, and she's fouled and will go to the line for 3 easy ones.
Hey, even when she doesn't make it, when she shoots that 3, something good happens.
It seems to me like there were almost no fouls called at all in the first half. And in the second half, the whistles have tightened up.
It's because frustration. I feel like the frustration is starting to brew in. The players know that the game is starting to get to the climax and the breaking point, and the clock is not on their side. So it's more physical basketball going on right now as well.
Janessa Kelly set to go to the line, the freshman out of Pompano Beach, Florida, Blanche Eli High School. An 1,000-point scorer at the high school level. 3-time district champ and a McDonald's All-American nominee as a senior. And she had maybe her best moment of her freshman year in the first home game here at Moore Gym when she had that game-winning buzzer-beater layup to beat UAPB. Took a three-pointer, missed it, followed her own shot. The ball ricocheted right back to her, and she laid it up and in.
That's what happens when you hustle on the court. You don't ever just shoot the ball and just fade back. Shoot the ball and go towards the ball. That's what the coaches always tell us.
And now we're going to review something. I'm not sure what we're reviewing. Maybe I can catch a sneak peek of it. But when we say break the press, TJ, we're talking about it's the off-ball player's responsibility to check to and give that help when the player on the ball is being double-teamed.
Yes, just being able to be easily seen or get a nice viewable pass. When you have so many players just spread out on the court waving their hands, having 2-on-1, 2-on-2, you know, it makes it hard and tough to be like, should I pass it, should I not? So just being able to have that open field presence and having your off-ball players come close to you to make that easy pass instead of making it so difficult with these distant long passes and throwing it over people's heads.
So they are reviewing to see if Janessa Kelly should be shooting 3 free throws or 2 free throws. It is close to her foot being on the line, so we'll see what it is. The call on the floor is 3 free throws. So as the referees are at the monitor, our referees today, Daryl Dawkins, Julia D'Ambrosio, and Shem Rivera. This is just the first of a doubleheader tonight. The Wildcat men and the Alcorn men will tangle at 5:30 p.m. after this one finishes up. That's going to be a good one. And Alcorn got the better of Bethune-Cookman last month in Mississippi, but the Wildcats have been so good at home. The men are undefeated at home this season, and again, the 7-man army got to have to show up, and the 8th man, if you were, the crowd is going to have to show up to buoy them past another tough opponent today.
Yeah, with so much on the line today with conference standings and everything like that, to be in a good position at home with such a good record and have good momentum these last few games, I would, if I was Bethune, I'd be very confident coming to this game in my own home court.
All right, so 3 shots confirmed. So Janessa Kelly will go to the line for 3 free throws. And we talk about the men's team being banged up, but the women's team have not escaped the injury bug either. I mean, Kayla White's been out for over a month. Cariana Woods out since the 2nd of January. Those are a senior and a junior shooting guard that you really thought you would rely on down the stretch this season.
Especially the experience that they have, you know, being in the SWAC a couple years, and, you know, just having that experience, you know, helping the team get through certain breaking points. Right now they have 2 freshmen running guards, so it's a different type of feel when you have unexperienced players trying to make plays and you know, have chemistry with the team.
One of those freshmen, Janessa Kelly, is up to 14 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc tonight.
Having a great game. She really is lighting a spark today and helping the Bethune Wildcats overcome this really close game with Alcorn right now.
And 2 of 3 from the line for Janessa Kelly that time. Wildcats got to lock in defensively here. And they do. Whistle and a stoppage of play. Did they call jump ball on that? They called another double foul.
He's getting really physical out here.
So they called it on Kaylin Watkins and Janessa Kelly. So Watkins, that's her first. Kelly, that's her, I'll find her on my stat sheet, that's her 2nd. McDonald wide open. So is Asia Nicholson. She travels. Off night for Nicholson. She's traveled, I think, 3 times so far.
You can't take that step, then dribble. You got to dribble first.
Wildcats by 5. They led by as many as 10 early on in this second quarter. Or third quarter. My apologies. Mid-ranger, short. Rebound, Clark.
Tough shot in the trees.
Dorsey, head of steam, is hit on the wrist as she tried to get to her spot just inside the free throw line.
We was talking about earlier, that little midi floater right there. She was just about to get into motion for it.
When she gets the ball from Clark off that high post or high screen action, she looks right at that SWAC logo and says, I'm going there.
If you don't make it, you get the foul. That's all you can do. 2 positive things when you attack and be physical.
Damani Dorsey, the junior out of Baltimore, makes the first. The career Wildcat, Damani Dorsey, her 3rd season here at BCU. But only averaged 2.7 points and 2.2 rebounds combined her first 2 seasons. Has really stepped it up this year, averaging almost 8 points per game.
Goes to show the growth and development that she's taken to become a better player.
But also playing a lot more minutes than she thought she would because of the injuries to Kayla White and Cariana Woods.
Stepping up. Even if they were to come back, it just goes to show how she can still play.
Good defense by McDonald, forcing the missed shot from Houston. Janessa Kelly at the top of the key. Working on Backus. She goes right, goes in, floats it up, no good. Good defense by Backus. Long pass, caught by Houston. Backdoor layup, no good. Rebound, oh, it comes out to Backus. In the corner of 3, good for Alcorn.
Gotta secure the rebound. Don't just move around. Secure it, grab it, and take your time.
First points of the night for Maya Claytor, the best 3-point shooter on this team. 8 to shoot in this 3rd quarter. Can the Wildcats end on a high again, just like the second? Dorsey attacks, gets to her spot. Oh! Damani Dorsey is the mid-range maestro tonight. And the Wildcats are up by 6, 46-40. As we head to the final frame here at Moore Gym. They haven't put the points on the board yet. Now they do.
Hey, that SWAC logo may be red, but when she gets there, it is definitely green because she's making it every time.
Come be a part of BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on the CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcat Athletic Communications Department at BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. That's BCU Sports Info at Cookman.edu. There is no BC without you. Show your support for Bethune-Cookman Athletics by joining the Wildcat Champions Club today. Help us build a championship culture at Bethune-Cookman. You can donate and join at bcuathletics.com/champions club today. That's bcuathletics.com/champions club. A heated discussion going on in the huddle right now between Coach Janelle Creighton Del Rosario and her squad. Put yourself in her position, TJ. What do you think the message is right now?
For one, number one, protecting the ball. Protecting the ball and playing together. This full court press has been a problem all day, and they're starting to figure it out a little bit, but don't go away from what you're doing to succeed right now. Just take your time. Don't make crazy passes, unsmart passes, cross-court passes. Keep it simple. Get down there and run your offense.
In the last 3 games, the Wildcats have been in winning positions in the 4th quarter and been outscored in the last 3 fourth quarters. Against Texas Southern, 16-10. Against Prairie View, 18-11. And against Jackson State, 21-13 as they let that one slip away on Thursday night. The other message that has to be coming from Coach Creighton is finish the drill, finish the game. Don't let this one slip through your fingers.
Yeah, don't think just because you have the lead, you're like, okay, now we could just, relax and let the time run out. No, continue to be aggressive but smart. You don't want to become stagnant. What they tend to do here is become stagnant in their offense once they feel a little too comfortable. So don't ever feel too comfortable. Always feel like you have something to push and something to fight for.
Destiny Brown is coming back in to start the 4th. She's only played 10 minutes today, picked up 3 fouls, 4 points, 1 of 5 shooting, 2 of 3 from the line. you'll want to attack her and get her off the floor.
Yeah, because if she starts to become comfortable in this fourth quarter, those losing fourth quarter possessions is going to actually play an effect, because she's been quiet, but as soon as she starts feeling herself, the best player is going to show at all times.
Alcorn with the ball to start the fourth. A tense 10 minutes coming up here from Moore Gym. Here we go. The Wildcats need this one to stay above the line to make the SWAC playoffs in 3 weeks. They go right to Destiny Brown, and she gets denied. Blocked by McDonald.
That was a very smart shot by Destiny.
With 3 seconds to spare, Dorsey into the front court. Hounded by Henderson. Picks up her dribble. Wildcats reset. Oh, the crossover. Oh, but she left the ball behind, did McDonald. Henderson all the way. Blocking foul called on Janessa Kelly. That'll be her third. The Wildcats ended the third shooting 4 of their last 5 from the field.
Don't want to start to turn the ball over in the fourth quarter.
And Alcorn State's probably going to go right back to that full court press. But first, it's Kiara Henderson. Alcorn State's free throw shooting has kept them in this game. They are 11 of 13 from the charity stripe. That's 84%. The Wildcats 12 of 19, 63%.
Yeah, free throws matter. The lead would definitely be different if the Wildcats made their free throws, and Alcorn is staying in the game because they're making their free throws. So free throws are always an important factor to the closing end of a game.
First one is good for Henderson. Henderson leads this team in steals with 38. You've seen her hounding the on-ball players for Bethune-Cookman. The former Colby Community College in Kansas player. Henderson. Here comes the on-ball defense from Alcorn State. Wildcats by 5. Nicholson at the top of the key. The ball is ripped away from McDonald. Another turnover. Here comes Backus. Open for 3 is Cheatham, and she knocks it down. 2-point game. No, correction, 3-point game. Dorsey. Kelly in the corner. The dish. Mid-range baseline, in and out for McDonald. She has been snake-bitten tonight. No field goals for Chanel McDonald, 0 for 3.
Still not coming out to this fourth quarter very well.
Brown off on the free throw line jumper. The ball goes to Bethune-Cookman. And into the game comes Shermaine Finley for Alcorn State. Zaniyah White's been the best offensive presence for Alcorn State today. She's got 10. Cheatham and Finley both have 8. And Henderson has 5. Those are their top scorers. Destiny Brown held to just 4 points. Remember, she averages 12 per game.
But that's due to her being in foul trouble and not be able to get comfortable with certain shots.
The lead just 3 for the Wildcats. It's been as many as 10. Nicholson 8 to shoot. She drives on Brown, gets past Brown, hoop in the horn for Asian.
That's how you get your team pumped right there. Nice drive to the paint and 1. You know, and Asia Nicholson is always the pump starter for this team, so something like that is something to get them going.
And all of a sudden, a quiet night for Asia Nicholson. Doesn't seem so quiet anymore. And she misses the free throw short. Lead back up to 5 for the Cats. Ashanti Backus will slow it down, the diminutive 5'4" guard. Off to the 6'3" Destiny Brown. Claytor, the best three-point shooter on this team, in the corner against Nicholson. Backus with 4 to shoot. Rip to Claytor, catch and shoot, good!
What a shot. What a shot.
2-point game, 48-46.
Wildcats are starting this quarter being outscored
Kelly
and turning the ball
threw
over.
it against Brown. She was looking for the backdoor cut from Langston.
And you was just talking about this earlier, Mike. They do not want to have one of them fourth quarter slumps, and it's starting to show early in this first quarter.
6-2 in the fourth quarter so far for Alcorn State. And they are on fire right now. Tie game at 48. Timeout Bethune-Cookman.
It is not looking good at all right now.
All the momentum on the side of the Braves. Destiny Brown did pick up her 4th foul when she fouled Asia Nicholson. Support the Wildcats like never before. Student Bethune-Cookman Athletics has partnered with Influxer to bring you officially licensed, co-branded NIL merchandise featuring your favorite players' names and numbers. Proceeds from each purchase directly support Wildcat student athletes. Show your support for your favorite Wildcats today at bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. That's bcuathletics.com/NIL merch. Bethune-Cookman University Athletics is proud to announce the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, a groundbreaking partnership with Student Athlete NIL, a leading name, image, and likeness management platform. Through the Hail Maroon and Gold Collective, the most passionate Wildcat fans and businesses can engage with Bethune-Cookman University Athletics and its student athletes like never before, and ensure our winning ways continue at Bethune-Cookman University for years to come. Learn more today at bcuathletics.com/NIL. That's bcuathletics.com/NIL. Looking around the SWAC, early in the second quarter, Florida A&M on top of Jackson State 17-11. Texas Southern trails Grambling 60-42 with 5 minutes left to go in that fourth quarter. Grambling looks to make an 0-2 weekend for Texas Southern this weekend. It's 51-23 Southern all over Prairie View A&M halfway home in the third quarter there. Still not underway between Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Alabama State, nor Mississippi Valley and Alabama A&M. Crunch time here at Moore Gym, TJ. And the narrative has repeated itself again. The Wildcats with a lead in the fourth quarter for the 4th straight game. They've lost 3 straight. How do they avoid going down to a 4th straight?
Well, stop turning the ball over. This fourth quarter, they've committed 3 to 4 turnovers already, and Alcorn has scored on almost all of them. So number one would be turning the ball over. Protecting the ball is number one coming out of this fourth quarter. They need to find ways to score the ball and keep the ball out of the opponent's hands.
19 Alcorn points on 21 Wildcat turnovers this afternoon.
Tells the story of the game right there. The on-ball pressure of Alcorn is just starting to play an effect of this game.
Langston scoreless tonight. Kelly having a great night. And the paint is being guarded by Destiny Brown. Pull up Dorsey, no good. It'll stay with the Wildcats off the fingertips of Claytor. .20 on the shot clock for Bethune-Cookman. Kelly in the corner, guarded by Claytor. Clark on the baseline, looking for somewhere to go with it. 10 to shoot now. Dorsey. Nicholson. And a bump up high is going to go on Cheatham. And that'll give the Wildcats a fresh 20 on the shot clock. And Cheatham's 3rd foul. Six minutes to go in the ball game, tied at 48. The Wildcats only 2 points scored so far in this fourth quarter. Clark, inbound, jumper, miss. Nicholson saves it, but it comes off of Clark and goes out of bounds.
They bounced it off her own teammate.
Nothing going for the Wildcats right now. It's a 5-0 Alcorn run over the last 150. Correction, that was the 4th foul on Cheatham.
You might as well call this the fourth quarter slump.
Cheatham playing with 4, and Brown playing with 4 for Alcorn State. Ball on the ground. Wildcats pick it up. Here come the Cats. Langston all the way. Got the layup.
They needed that badly.
Yes, they did. And Alcorn State's been really good at keeping the ball tonight, only 11 turnovers. They average 17.8 per game.
And they're doing this without Destiny having her best night as well.
Backus down low. Finley, turnaround jumper, foul. It's going to go against Dorsey. And I believe that's going to be her third. It is. And again, Alcorn State goes to the free throw line where they are 12 of 15 tonight.
Efficiently at the free throw line is what helped keep them in this game too. And then scoring points off those turnovers just adds momentum and is breaking the back of Bethune right now because they have no momentum. They have no comfortability. They have nothing that they can say, okay, I can comfortably get this to keep the extending the game. They're just playing basketball with their heads off right now.
And the 4 points the Wildcats have in this fourth quarter was a really nice drive by Ajane Nicholson. She missed the and one. And then an easy run out off a steal. They've not been able to get into their offense at all. 1 of 2 that time for Finley. Wildcats still have the 1-point lead. Jordan Brooks hasn't played much of a factor in this game. Nicholson has position. Oh, she missed it. Jump ball called. Arrow to the Wildcats. Great job by Nicholson to get in there and tie it up after missing the easy one. And there's been too many of those tonight for the Wildcat forwards.
Yes. And even to me, it didn't really look like a jump ball, but the fact that she put in the effort to make it look like it was a jump ball is what really matters.
And we talked about Ajane Nicholson's effort earlier in the broadcast. She just attacks everything.
Every time. She's always either on the ground or someone else is on the ground.
Nicholson on the outside. Attacking baseline. Hits Langston. Langston back to Nicholson. Oh, she couldn't make the catch. Another turnover. Great setup play for the Wildcats. Just couldn't make it happen. 22 turnovers for Bethune-Cookman in the game. And still they lead by 1. 5 minutes to go.
They're barely hanging on to this game.
9-4 in the fourth quarter in favor of Alcorn State. Claytor in the corner. Up top, Backus. Long on the 3, rebound, fought for and controlled by Ajane. Four and a half left. Does Dorsey have any magic left in the hands here tonight? Down low, Clark against Brown. Clark up and under, muscles it up, no good, no call.
Yes, letting them play too.
Oh, a foul called as Dorsey tried to rip the pass away. That's Dorsey's 4th foul.
Just as soon as I say the ref letting them play, blows the whistle right after.
McDonald coming back in for the Wildcats. It'll be Houston for the Braves. Game balanced on a knife edge. The Wildcats have led for 88% of this game and have led by as many as 10, but could never pull away when Alcorn went cold in the middle of that second quarter. Kick ball, and it'll remain with the Braves. Janessa Kelly comes back in. Is there another couple of threes in her hands yet?
If there is, they definitely need her to shoot them and make them because they need a spark right now to apply some points on the board because they're being outscored right now in this fourth quarter.
Third attempt on this possession for Alcorn State after the foul on the kickball. Brown goes through, lost the ball, and Wildcat ball. Brown got it back, but she was standing on the baseline.
There's a lot of wild stuff happening right now in this,
and the two Braves with 4 fouls come out of the game as the Alcorn State Braves are going to go on the defensive end here. Smart move by head coach Nate Kilbert. Nicholson. McDonald through a double team. Clark outside, tries a long one, connects! It's a long two, but Clark is on the board. Kayla Clark up to 10 points tonight. Her second long two of the night.
Showing that versatility.
Backdoor pass. This time the Wildcats defend it. Just batted out of bounds. Almost saved by Dorsey. Remember, she's playing with 4 fouls.
Two Braves coming back in the game as well.
Finley coming back in. Cheatham and Brown have 4 fouls for the Braves. Brown is in, Cheatham is not. Claytor. Guarded by Nicholson. Down low, Brown against McDonald. Brown puts it up, no good. Great job of walling up by McDonald. Clark puts on the Jets, out to Kelly, steps on the end line.
Gotta watch those feet placements.
Good pass by Clark.
That IQ.
Wildcats have to lock in defensively again. Alcorn scoreless the last 2 minutes, but the Wildcats have only managed to get a 3-point lead. Wide open for 3 is Finley. Too strong. Lots of contact, foul, and if that's on Brown, she's done. That's it, she's done. Destiny Brown fouls out, 4 points, 1 of 9 shooting.
Not a good night for the Braves' best player.
And that's credit to the Wildcat post players on defense, specifically Chanel McDonald.
Yes, definitely. Just applying that pressure and being physical with her all night, forcing her to get physical back and picking up fouls.
Both of these teams average around the same amount of points per game, 60 for the Wildcats, 59 for the Braves. It looks like we're going to get around that point. But I think if the Wildcats can get to 60 plus, they'll be in good position here in the last 2 minutes. And Coach Nate Kilbert is not happy about the decision to disqualify his best player, Destiny Brown.
Especially in the crunch time like this, you want all your best players in the game.
Clark into the front court. Hand off Dorsey. Remember, she's playing with 4 fouls. Nicholson, top of the key. Attacks. Oh, and missed it. McDonald got it back. Puts it up and in off the rim.
With Destiny out, she's the biggest player on the court, so she needs that size to get those putbacks for the rest of the game.
5-point lead for Bethune-Cookman. Crowd getting into it here at Moore Gym. Zaniyah White's been the best offensive weapon for Alcorn State. She's got 10 points. Backus. The pass is blown up on the baseline. McDonald and Clark combined for the steal. 1:52 to go. Dorsey backing down Henderson. Throws the backdoor pass and a bluff foul. And not happy about it is Nakia Cheatham. And I think the block was clean, but as McDonald was falling to the ground, she got an extra shove from Cheatham. And that's Cheatham 5 fouls and she's done.
This has turned into a very chaotic game towards the end. It was such a lead by Bethune. The Braves fought their way back, made it close, and now the Bethune Wildcats are starting to slow the game down again, and it's starting to turn back into their favor as the Braves are getting into foul trouble and having more players leave the game.
But I think the Wildcats thrive on that sort of chaotic environment. Use the energy of the crowd, use the energy of the teammates. And they have closed strong. What did we say at the start of the 4th quarter? They got to close strong.
Yes. They started out kind of slow, though, but they started to pick back up.
They've only allowed 1 Alcorn State point in the last 5 minutes. And they lead by 7.
And that's to switch up their defense or something, because now they're starting to find their rhythm towards the end of this game.
1:40 to play here at Moore Gym. Wildcats looking to even the season series with Alcorn State. Aika Pelor into the game. She's played limited minutes tonight. Kayla Clark with the steal, with the scamper, and she missed the layup. But right there for the rebound is Nicholson, and she's fouled on the putback.
That hustle, that hustle.
Asian Nicholson with the hustle. And how about Kayla Clark, 6'3", with the motor to get down the floor.
It's her versatility, man. She's a 5 playing the 4, or she's playing the 3. You know, being at the top of the key, playing defense, passing the ball. She's done it all tonight, and her name is everywhere on the stat sheet right now.
Clark, 10 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks.
Talk about a playmaker.
And Asian Nicholson, if she hits one of these free throws, will have her 6th straight double-double.
And you was just talking about she wasn't going to hit it with a quiet night. The hustle finds a way to make it happen.
There it is.
The hustle finds a way to make it happen all the time.
The Wildcats looking to snap a 3-game winless skid where they've led in the 4th quarter in all 3 games. 9 points the gap. 6-0 run over the last 3:55 for the Wildcats. Baseline jumper, too strong. Rebound Clark. Here comes the press. McDonald is open. And a foul by Henderson. And Kayla Clark needs only 1 more rebound for a double-double.
And what a night for her as well.
Yeah. And on Thursday against Jackson State, Kayla Clark was brilliant as well. So she's had a really good weekend. She had a double-double on Thursday, 15 and 11, to go along with 9 assists for Kayla Clark in that game.
That shows that versatility. That's almost a triple-double.
Almost a triple-double. I thought she was going to have one tonight, a chance at one tonight, but she got those 2 early blocks. Dorsey cashes from the free throw line. 10-point lead, 1:05 to go. Alcorn State scoreless. 4 minutes and 15 seconds down the stretch. 3 on the way.
Snap.
Good for Claytor.
As soon as you said it, snaps.
Well, she's the best 3-point shooter on this team, but she's hit 2 big ones in this second half. Lead back to 6:51 seconds. And I can hear assistant coach Ronnie Williams saying to Chanel McDonald as she came off the floor, you're not close enough to her. You didn't close out far enough.
Yeah, especially knowing that she's the best 3-point shooter on the team and she's made a couple of clutch threes this game so far. You want to close out and finish this game. You don't want to give Alcorn no more life in this game. Even though there's a minute left, there's always enough time. Yeah. As long as there's time on the clock, there's always enough time.
6-point lead for the Cats, just under a minute to go. You'd think the Cats have sewn it up, but you never know. Gotta hit your free throws.
Yeah, so important to hit your free throws always.
And I bet that the 2 things that Coach Creighton is talking about in the huddle right now are inbound the ball clean, hit your free throws.
Yes, because turnovers, they already have 21, 22 turnovers of this game so far, and Alcorn scored on most of them. So keep the ball clean, keep your game clean, and just finish off the game. You have a minute left with 30 seconds on the shot clock. Just finish out the game with clean basketball.
But I want to give the BCU defense their flowers in this 4th quarter, man. They've held Alcorn to 3 field goals in the 4th quarter.
And especially coming out when Alcorn came out in the 4th hot, making a spark. The Wildcats found a way to shake back and apply some pressure on defense after a timeout to gain their momentum back. Seemed like they lost a lot of their momentum, and it seemed like they lost a lot of their spirit. But after that timeout, they must have found something that made it click.
Wildcats called timeout. They couldn't get the ball in. They have timeouts to throw at it. Still 2 left for Bethune-Cookman. Nobody really used their timeouts in this game. Still 3 left for Alcorn State.
It's been a very fast-paced game. The coaches just letting their players play, letting the game come to them.
The Wildcats have led since it was 4-3 in the first quarter. They have not surrendered the lead. It's been tied a couple times down the stretch, but Alcorn never led again. And then the ridiculous defense. 3 points in the last 5 minutes for Alcorn State for the Wildcats to close it out.
After that timeout, during that 5-minute stretch, after that timeout, they switched us on our defense. Coach must have said something to, like I said, start a fire, because they needed it, and they were starting to turn into one of those games like the last 3 games they lost in the fourth quarter, just losing that momentum, losing that drive to finish the game, and it was starting to turn into that. But they found a way to shake back.
The Wildcats didn't really win this one with offense. They won it with defense.
Number one in SWAC opponent field goal percentage for a reason, and field goal and second and 3-point percentage.
Kayla Clark's going to inbound the ball. And during that 5-minute stretch where they held Alcorn State scoreless, Destiny Brown fouled out and Nakia Cheatham fouled out. They get the ball in, but it's a slip, and I think the ball's going to go to Alcorn State. It is. Turnover number 24 on the night. Imani Dorsey looks a little miffed. She thought she got tripped.
Yeah, I think her elbow touched out of bounds right when she fell.
It's still only a 2-possession game here. 6 points the gap.
The game is never over.
Watch out for Maya Claytor. She wears number 30 on the far side. She's their best 3-point shooter. She's knocked down 2 tonight. She's got Clark on her. Zanaya White's got 10 points tonight. Lost the ball! Nicholson gets the steal. And Ajane is fouled at mid-court. She goes down in a heap. And I think they're going to go to the monitor and review that for unsportsmanlike.
It just seemed like
Coach Clayton was asking for it.
It seemed like she just tripped, really, to be honest. I didn't really see nothing major.
They are going to go review it. So with only 30 seconds left, we got the chance to sit and talk a little bit more. As the Wildcats will go to the line. Ajane Nicholson, just the way that she plays, so high intensity, going for everything, throwing her body at every situation. I mean, she's been really lucky and blessed this season not to have sustained an injury. She's been banged up a little bit in December. There was one moment where she went down in the game against South Alabama back in December where we thought, oh boy, she might have done a knee ligament or something, but she popped right back up and was in the starting lineup the next day. So just goes to show her resilience, and the way she plays the game just kind of speaks to an older school, rugged style of basketball. She's a player that I think Coach Theus of the men's team would really like.
Oh, he would love her. 100% the entire game?
Yeah.
Oh, you're starting, you're
and
playing.
It's defense,
Offense,
rebounding, passing the ball.
Every little thing, it's the little things that matter in basketball, and she pays attention to every key detail, and she goes 100% out for every key detail of the game, and that's what really matters, because that's what helps motivate your teammates as well. Being able, if I see my teammate giving her all, I'm gonna want to give it my all too. And just like how when Kayla Clark got a steal, she was right there to go pick up the ball after the miss and get a foul. Just shows the hard work that she put in, and it just motivates her teammates to actually come out on top of this game and overcome a deficit when it looks so slim.
Coach Creighton getting an explanation from referee Julia D'Ambrosio right now, and it looks like it's not going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. Just a common foul on Ajane Nicholson puts her to the line.
Yeah, I think she just tripped. I watched it. It didn't seem like no forcible contact.
But anytime somebody goes down like that in the middle of the floor, you want to look at it at least, because there's a high risk of injury in a play like that.
Gotcha. And she did end up getting hurt a little bit, so.
Nicholson, got the home roll off the rim.
Lucky shooter's touch.
Lead is up to 8. 30 seconds left. Nicholson cash money on the free throws. We talked about the free throws being a problem for the Wildcats tonight. Not for Ajane Nicholson. She's 6 of 8 from the charity stripe.
Hey, that's good. You know, coming out, especially when she was starting to have a quiet night, she came out on the free throw line and made her mark in this game, which is really important because those clutch free throws really matter more than anything.
Yeah, 13 points for Nicholson, 7 of them from the charity stripe.
Exactly.
You can get it done in a bunch of different ways. It's not all drive and layup. And yes, she had that one layup where she got the foul on Destiny Brown, but outside of that, her offense has really been limited today. But again, defense, rebounding. She has a steal, a block.
Second chance, hustle points, and getting a foul.
The 12 rebounds as well. Taking a look at the second chance points numbers, 11 for Bethune-Cookman, 8 for Alcorn State. That's big. And a lot of that is Nicholson getting in there, crashing the boards, kicking the ball out.
Being aggressive, showing her intensity.
We got another game coming up after this. The men of Bethune-Cookman and Alcorn State will lock horns. The men trying to get revenge for a game up in Mississippi last month where Alcorn did beat them. One of their 3 conference losses. All the way in, rejected! Oh, hey, Shanae Nicholson.
Doing it all. Her and Kayla just doing it all today.
Second block of the game, and she sent that one into the cheerleaders. That's a little bit of a ticky-tack reach-in foul going to be called against the Wildcats. It'll go on McDonald, her 4th. 26 seconds to go, no shooting foul. And Alcorn State not on the bonus. The Wildcats still have 2 fouls to give here with 26 seconds left. Claytor from the moon, short. Sometimes it's a little bit too far out.
I think she was just throwing it up to see what happens. Open it for.
I see Jesus Carolero Martin getting ready to come out onto the floor for warm-ups for the men's team. The reigning SWAC and newcomer of the week. He has been electric for the Wildcats as Damani Dorsey draws the foul from Delasia Hurt-Floyd. Trey Thomas has been electric, averaging over 20 points over the last 2 weekends.
I would like to see the Wildcats stay off the floor for these last few seconds. We don't want to see no injuries, late game injuries.
Oh, for the Wildcats, yeah. Well, for the women's team, yes.
Yes.
18 seconds to go. Wildcats trying to wrap up a win that would break a 3-game losing streak and keep them still in the hunt for the conference tournament. As we come down to the end of the season, there are 4 teams at 3-9. Actually, 3 teams at 3-9. Prairie View, Alabama State, and Mississippi Valley State. Now, the Wildcats do have the tiebreaker against Alabama State and Mississippi Valley. But I don't think they want to have it come down to that. They'd rather just win a couple games down the stretch and get in on record.
Yes.
Floater, no good from Henderson. Rebounded, Nicholson. She gets it across. Going to the hoop is Chanel McDonald. And this one belongs to the maroon and gold. The Wildcats snap a 3-game losing streak on home court. A big scream of excitement from Kayla Clark. She was the woman of the moment tonight. Damani Dorsey, great. 18 points for the junior guard. Janessa Kelly, great. The freshman, 15 points, 3 3-pointers. Kayla Clark, magnificent. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 1 board off a double-double, but led the team in assists with 4, steals with 3, and blocks with 3.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful stats. She's just doing it all on the court, using her versatility. Like we said earlier a couple weeks ago, how coach is just starting to realize how versatile Kayla really is. It's just using her everywhere on the court, and it shows in their games as she's passing the ball, getting rebounds, getting blocks, and getting steals. Doing it all, just really doing it all.
Let's run you through the entire scoring totals. First for Alcorn State, their top scorer was Charmaine Finley with 11 points on 5 of 10 shooting. 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 2 from the line. Zanaya White had 10, 3 of 8 from the floor, 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. Maya Claytor had 3 3-pointers to get 9 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc for her. And Nakia Cheatham had 8 but fouled out. She also had a team-high 10 rebounds. Kiara Henderson had 5 points, just 1 of 6 from the floor. Destiny Brown, 4 points, 1 of 9 from the floor. She fouled out. She only played 16 minutes, was in foul trouble the whole game. Houston had 3, Hurt-Floyd had 2. But you look at some of these shooting splits for Alcorn State. Henderson 1 for 6, Brown 1 for 9, Houston 1 for 3, Hurt-Floyd 0 for 2, White 3 for 8. Just a great defensive night for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they just couldn't find any consistent open shots or make consistent open shots. And the Wildcat defense just made it hard for them, made it tough for them, staying in their face, making everything not easy, especially for their best player. best player, Destiny Brown. So just putting them in tough positions, making everything hard, playing good on-ball defense and team defense at that.
For the Wildcats, Damani Dorsey led the way with 18 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown, 5 of 6 from the free throw line with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Janessa Kelly had 15 points, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 2 of 3 from the line, 5 of 8 from the floor overall. Asia Nicholson, her 6th straight double-double, 13 points, 13 boards, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, just 3 of 6 from the floor. Cold shooting night for Asia, but again, they were really trying to defend that paint and forcing the guards to shoot over it, which Dorsey and Kelly did really well tonight. Kayla Clark, for the 2nd straight game for the Wildcats, is my player of the game. 10 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. She led the Cats in assists, steals, and blocks tonight. Chanel McDonald had 7, Kamar Langston had 2, and that's it. Only 6 Wildcats got on the scoring charts tonight, but that's all they needed for their 65-52 win. Team stats look like this. You mentioned rebounding at the start of the game for Alcorn is their key to the game. Well, they got out-rebounded 43-28 and 10-8 on the offensive glass. Second chance points 11-8 in favor of Bethune-Cookman. Assists, Alcorn 14, Bethune-Cookman 13. The Wildcats turned the ball over 24 times, leading to 19 points off turnovers for Alcorn State. Alcorn turned it over 15 times, under their season average, leading to 19 points off turnovers for Bethune-Cookman. So they equalized the points off turnover battle in the late 4th quarter. On the fast break, Bethune-Cookman was running the floor tonight. 16 points on the fast break to Alcorn State's just 5. Alcorn had 10 steals, Bethune-Cookman 7. Points in the paint, Bethune-Cookman 22, Alcorn State 20. Those are some low numbers for the SWAC, which is a lot of center-focused, forward-focused gameplay.
Yeah, definitely.
Second chance points, I already mentioned, 11-8 for the Wildcats. Personal fouls, 24-18. Alcorn had more fouls. Shooting splits, Bethune-Cookman 45% from the floor tonight, 20 of 44 from the field, 4 of 10 from 3, 21 of 30, 70% from the free throw line. And we talked about the free throw shooting not being great for the Wildcats. It is better tonight than it has been most of the season, as the Wildcats just averaging over 60% on the year. For Alcorn State, they shoot 32% from the floor, 18 of 56, and 20% from 3 of 15. They were 13 of 17 from the free throw line, 76%. That's what kept them in the game for a large majority of that second half, TJ.
Yeah, the free throws and the scoring off turnovers, but it just wasn't enough. You know, not be able to make shots matters too. And the three-pointers that Bethune ended up making really turned the corner for this game.
We are waiting to see if we can get head coach Janelle Creighton on the air for a post-game interview. I do not see her, because she might have went right to the locker room. We may be out of luck here tonight. The Wildcats win this one 65-52, snap a 3-game losing streak, and go on the road to the Alabama schools next week, where Alabama A&M, maybe you can steal one, stay in a game late. Alabama State one you have to have, someone you're battling directly for conference standings. And then they come back home for really 3 tough games, Grambling, Southern, and Florida A&M to close out the year here at Moore Gym. We'll give it a couple more minutes to see if we can get Coach Creighton Del Rosario on the broadcast. TJ, let's look to the men's game a little bit before we turn away. I mean, Alcorn State really loves the 3-ball. They shoot it at over 33%. They have the best 3-point shooter in the conference in Keontae Cornelius. And the Wildcats have got to have to press out to those shooters on defense, and that's going to take some stuff out of your legs, being only a 7-man rotation.
It's going to make you run. It's going to make you move. They're going to make these Wildcats run. And we've seen them have to go against teams running. So I feel very confident with them doing that. But with such an efficient 3-point shooting team, I just want to see how they can stop them from taking them threes wide open, or just how they shake back from them making threes even when they close out effectively.
And for the Wildcats, I mentioned the 7-man rotation. The big question is, what does their legs look like now in their 7th game with just 7 active players?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, you know. And you know, with practice, you're not trying to run your players out. You're not trying to dead them. You know, you're trying to mentally keep them in the game, knowing that they have to play heavy minutes every time they step on the floor. So it's definitely hard, and it's definitely taking a toll on the body. So this is going to be more of a mental game. as well as a physical game.
That men's game is coming up in about 25 minutes. Well, it looks like we're not going to get Coach Creighton Rosario here on the CatEye Network post-game show. Well, we'll try next time. Once again, the Wildcats win this one 65-52 here at Moore Gymnasium to snap a 3-game losing streak. They will go on the road to the Alabama schools starting next Thursday. For TJ White, here at the desk with me, producer Lee, and our entire Student CatEye Network crew, we'll see you in about 20 minutes as the Wildcat men take on Alcorn State right here on the CatEye Network.